Leslie Gore, James Taylor, America, as Evan said, Kevin Costner. We became good friends during COVID. I play 50s, 60s, and 70s music, and I just travel all over the place doing this. I've been into Europe a couple times. I played in Ireland and England, and I just love doing this. I drove my parents crazy, learning how to play guitar in the basement. I'm self-taught. And I could always feel my dad behind me going, "I think you're done for the day." I'm feeling a John Denver song. There's a storm across the valley, the clouds are rolling. The afternoon is heavy on your shoulders. There's a truck out on a Foley, a mile and more away, whining on his wheel, it just makes it colder. He's an hour away from riding all your prayers up in the sky. 10 days on the road, they're barely gone. There's a fire softly burning, and supper's on the stove. The light in your eyes makes me warm. Help me out now. It's good to be back home again. I know it is. Sometimes when we're so far, feels like a long lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home. There's all the news to tell them, and how'd you spend your time, and what's the latest thing the neighbors say. And your mother called last Friday, and sunshine made her cry. She felt the baby move just yesterday. It's good to be back home again. I know it is. Sometimes when we're so far, feels like a long lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. Oh, the time when I can lay this tired old body down, feel your fingers feather soft on me, kisses that I live for, love that lights my way, happiness that living with you brings me. It's the sweetest thing that I know of, just spending time with you. It's all the little things that make our house whole. Like a fire softly burning, oh, and supper on the stove. The light in your eyes makes me warm. Come on now. It's good to be back home again. I know it is. Sometimes when we're so far, feels like a long lost friend. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home. It's good to be back home again. know it is. Sometimes with the so far feels like a long lost thread. And hey, it's good to be back home. Yes, and hey, it's good to be back home again. Don't you just love these songs? So I play 50s, 60s, and 70s music. All the songs that you just grew up with. When I was a kid, and I bet a lot of you did, my parents always had that tacky plastic radio that was in the kitchen, the clock radio. It was always playing these songs. All the stuff that I just love to hear. Big, big hits. And I just kind of pick them out of my head for various reasons. But when I was growing up, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones and all that. My mother and I would watch the talk shows. And the shows like Mike Douglas and Dick Cavett and Merv Griffin, they always had a musical act. And I fell in love with a guy named Bobby Darin. You guys remember Bobby Darin? Right. So I was a kid laying on the floor, and my mother would say, wait till you see this guy. He's great. And he was playing acoustic guitar and singing, and I just went, that's what I want to do. I just loved Bobby Darin. And they always did the same shtick. You know, they always did the thing. He's like, well, I gotta go catch a plane. I got a show in Vegas. And Mike Douglas would say, wait a minute, wait. Before you leave, can you just play one song? And the famous person would always say, well, I've got to catch a plane. I have to be in Vegas for a whole week. But I can maybe play one. And the audience is like the Muppet Show. They're like, they're all excited because Bobby Darin's going to play one song. So, and I'm thinking, did they set this up? Yes, they did. And that's what made it so beautiful. I loved it. So Bobby Darin reaches behind the couch, pulls this guitar out, and it was mesmerizing, and I just fell in love with it. Bobby Darin. Every night I hope and pray my dream lover will come my way. A girl I'll hold in my arms and know the magic of her charms, because I want a girl to call my own. Yeah, I want a dream lover. I won't have to dream alone. Lover, where are you? With the love oh so true, and the hand that I can hold it in you as I grow old. Because I want a girl to call my own. Yeah, I want a dream lover. I won't have to dream alone. Someday, I don't know how, I hope she'll hear my plea. Someday, I just don't know how, she'll bring her love to me. My dream lover, until then, I'll go to sleep and dream again. That's the only thing to do, till all my lover's dreams come true. I want till all my little dreams come true, because I want a girl to call my own. Yeah, I want a dream lover, I won't have to dream alone, because I want a girl to call my own. Yeah, I want a dream lover, so I won't have to dream alone. Yeah, yeah, please don't make me dream alone. I don't want to dream alone. My dream lover, my dream lover, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Thank you. Are you flashing back? That's my childhood. My parents had the best music that ever existed. You had the best music that ever existed. And it's funny, when I started out in the business, everybody said, nobody wants to hear that dinosaur music. Really? Well, I've been to 44 states doing it. I think people want to hear the dinosaur music. I do. So when I was about 17 years old, my mother had this big yellow book. It was called the Yellow Pages. And I said, what are we doing? She said, we're going to find you an agent. And I said, why do I need an agent? She said, because agents can help you get in front of the people that like the stuff that you play. I said, okay. My mother was so right. I never looked back. My first agent was 90 years old. He was the greatest guy ever. And he gave me a chance. I walked into his office and he said, what do you do, kid? I said, I play oldies music. He's like, you don't even know what oldies are. I said, but I'm going to show you. I love all this stuff. It's the best stuff ever. It really is. I got to tell you a Buddy Holly story. Any Buddy Holly fans here? I'm a big Buddy Holly fan. When I was 9 years old, we were sitting around the dining room table. My dad was military. He was in the military. He was in the Korean War. What my dad said in the house was the law. It's just how it was in the 60s. It's just how it was. We're sitting there having our dinner. When my dad spoke, then we could all speak. He said, hey, you have a birthday coming up. And I said, yes, sir, I do. He said, you're going to be 10. I said, I'm going to be 10. And he said, what do you want for your birthday? I did not miss a beat. I said, would you take me to see that Buddy Holly guy? I love him. And my dad got a real stern look on his face and he said, after supper, we're going to go outside and we're going to talk. And I thought, what? What did I say? What? I couldn't believe it. I thought I'd really upset my dad about something. We went outside. I didn't eat a bite. I just sat there. I said, Dad, what did I do? And he said, you didn't do anything. But I have some bad news for you. I said, what's that? He said, you really like that Buddy Holly guy, don't you? I said, Dad, I love him. I have all his records. You gave them to me. He said, yeah. He was killed in a plane crash before you were even born. And I said, are you sure? I was a kid. Are you sure? He said, the whole world is sure, honey. I didn't want to tell you in front of your mom and your sisters, because it's heartbreaking. If you want to cry, you go ahead and cry. I said, but Dad, I just heard him in the Super Duper like an hour ago. He said, yep, his music will live on forever and ever, but he's not here anymore. And I said, wow. That was another reason I decided to keep playing this music, because Buddy Holly lives. Yeah. darling, I love you way too. With a love so rare and true, my Peggy. Oh, I love you, darling, I love you, Peggy. Oh, I love you, darling, I love you, Peggy. Oh, I love you, darling, I love you, Peggy. Thank you. So my mother and I would have these long conversations. So I got signed with this agent. He was 90 years old when he signed me. He said, "How do you know all these songs?" I said, "Because I just love them." He said, "How'd you learn them?" Now back in those days, we had these plastic circles that used to play on a record player. They were called records. You guys remember those? We used to put needles on it and play music. But I hear it's coming back again. It's coming back again, because you know why? Because it's great. It was always great. And they can call me the dinosaur all they want, because the dinosaur is still roaming the planet, playing this music. This is the best music ever made. So one day my mother and I were talking. She said, "Have you ever thought about doing a doo-wop song?" I said, "Well, Mom, doo-wop's hard because you got 3 or 5 or 6 guys singing it. It's tough." And she used to look at me over her glasses and she'd say, "Well, if you were good, you could do it." And I said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And she said, "Just play the song like the song was written. That's all you need." The Del Vikings. Should pitch. You ready? Dong, 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 be doo, dong, 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 be doo, dong, 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 be doo, dong, wah, 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 wah. Dong, 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 be doo, dong, 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 be doo, dong, 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 be doo, dong, wah, 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 wah. Love, love me, darling, come and go with me, please come with me. Way beyond the sea, I need you, darling, so come go with me. Yeah, yeah. Come into my heart and tell me, darling, that we will never part. I need you, darling, so come go with me. Yes, I need you, yes, I really need you, so please say you never will leave a girl. Well, say you never, yes, you really never now. You never give me a chance. Dong, 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 dee doo, dong, 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 dee doo, dong, 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 dee doo, dong, wah, 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 wah. Love, love me, darling, come and go with me, please come with me. Way beyond the sea, I need you, darling, so come go with me. Yeah, yeah. Come into my heart and tell me, darling, that we will never part. I need you, darling, so come go with me. I really need you, so please say you never will leave me, girl. Girl, say you never now, you really never now. You never give me a chance. Well, you remember it now, aren't you? So I went upstairs. I would learn all these songs in the basement of our house. We had a big house. And my dad would stand at the top of the stairs with a cup of coffee, going, crazy kid. Why don't you go ride your bike or something? I said, I'm learning. These songs are awesome. He's like, yeah, that's going to get you far. Dad. It's amazing. It really is amazing how much I've traveled, how much I've worked. And I love it, all in and out. This is another song that was done as a duet. It was labeled as a doo-wop song. It was done in 1956. You guys know this. Now, whatever you do, don't sing along because it throws me off. I'm kidding. I love it when you sing along. I should tell you. This song was done in 1956 by a group called Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. Here's the part you can help me with. Ooh, wah, ooh, wah, ooh, wah, ooh, wah, ooh, wah, ooh, wah. Why do fools fall in love? So I'm going to play the version that I learned from my mother. And then I played it for her, and she said, that's how you're going to end that amazing song? And I said, what's the matter with it? She said, a song like that needs a big finish. I said, okay, I'll work on it. She said, you can't play that in public like that. That's not the way to end that song, son. You make it fantastic. You make it a big ending. And I said, okay. So here's the version I played for my mother. See what you think. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds sing so gay? Lovers await the break of each day. Why do they fall in love? Why does the rain fall from up above? Why do fools fall in love? Why do they fall in love? Love is a losing game. Love can be such a shame. I know of a fool you see, for that foolishly tell me why do they fall in love? Why do they fall in love? Yeah, that's pretty much what my mother did too. She said, that's how you're gonna end it? Really? I said, what's wrong with that? She said, well, you got this crescendo and then it just kind of, you just end it like that? She said, a song like that needs a Frank Sinatra New York ending. It's got to have a big ending where everybody stands up and screams and, well, they like it. I said, okay. So I went back down to the basement and I relearned it like this. Here's the ending that I learned from my mom. And she said, that's better. Here we go. Second verse. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds sing so gay? Lovers await the break of each day. Why do they fall in love? Why does the rain fall from up above? Why do fools fall in love? Why do they fall in love? Why does my heart skip a crazy beat? For I know that it will skip it. Tell me why do they fall in love? Here we go, mama. Why do fools fall in love? Woo. Is that better? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Now, like I told you, the talk shows, didn't you love the talk shows in the 60s and the early 70s? Weren't they the best? We used to watch Dick Cavett, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, out of Cincinnati. I lived in Columbus. Out of Cincinnati was a guy named Bob Braun, Paul Dixon. They had all the best performers on there. They would have a political person, a very political person. And then they'd have a famous actor or actress. And then they'd have a musical performer that would just blow the place away, and everybody was so impressed. And they typically play piano or acoustic guitar. And I remember one day we didn't have the internet. My mother would always have her glasses on her nose like this. And she had the TV guide in her hand, the TV guide. Oh yeah. Remember the TV guide with the tiny, tiny little letters? She's like, I could be in Texas, I still can't read this. Let's see here. Oh, guess who's on Dick Cavett today? I'd say, who? And she'd say, you need to shut your pie hole, because every time there's a musical guest on, you talk through the whole performance. And I was like, me? She said, yeah, you. I said, well, I like it. She said, I like it too, but you need to zip it when they come on, because I want to hear them. I was like, okay. She said, today it's Neil Diamond. And I said, oh, I love that guy. She said, yeah, I love him too. Neil Diamond came out, and he's sitting there, same scenario as Bobby Darin. He's sitting there talking with Dick Cavett. Well, I've got to run. And Dick Cavett said, wait a minute. You can't just leave. You have to play one song before you leave. Can you play one? And the audience is like, and he says, well, maybe one. And you know, it's all set up. But when I was a kid, I was thinking, yes, he's gonna play one. And I'm thinking, where's he gonna get a guitar? And he just reaches behind the couch, pulls the guitar out, and for some unknown reason, the neck would say Neil Diamond on it. I thought, how'd that happen? They must have had it all set up from the beginning, so I loved it. This song was always intriguing to me because there are 3 different guitar rhythms in it. And when I was a kid, I didn't have sheet music. I couldn't afford it. I had an old beat-up Sears acoustic guitar that I learned on, and records. And I would put the needle on the record very carefully. I'm like, okay, it starts out. Oh, I love that rhythm. That's great. And then it goes. And then it's. I was like, there are 3 rhythms to this song, and they're all one song. And then I went back and looked at the old video of that, because nowadays we have YouTube. So you can pull these up and watch these old shows like this, and it's 1969, and Neil Diamond is sitting there with Dick Cavett, and he said, well, I actually used that riff for writing a lot of hit songs for the Monkees and the Turtles, for other groups, but I saved that one for me, and I wrote a song called Cherry Cherry. And I was like, oh, I love that song. This has always been one of my favorites. Neil Diamond, shut your pie hole. Cherry, cherry.
Baby loves me, yes, yes she does. Love the girls are sick. Said she loves me, yes, yes she does. Go short tonight, tonight. Hey, she got the way to move me, Jerry. She got the way to move me. She got the way to groove me. She got the way to move me. Tell your mama, girl, can't stay long. We've got things we gotta catch up on. Oh, you know what I'm saying. Can't stand still while the music's playing. Oh, all right. Ain't got no right, no, no you don't, to be so excited, yeah. Won't need bright lights, no, no we won't. We're gonna make our own lightning, yeah. Hey, she got the way to move me, Jerry. She got the way to move me. She got the way to groove me. She got the way to move me. No, we won't tell us so we're gone to, girl. Girl, we do whatever we want to. All of the way that you do. Share me, baby, you get to me. You get to me. Share, baby. Hey, she got the way to me, share, baby. She got the way to me, share, baby.
Thank you. Are you getting bored? Are you bored to death? Good. Does anybody happen to know what the #1 song of the 60s, the entire 10 years from 1960 to 1970, what the #1 most played song was? It was something by the Beatles, it was. Do you know what song it was? It was Yesterday. Isn't that amazing? So I have to tell you a story. When I was probably about 30 years old. I met a really nice lady, and I wanted to see if she would go with me. We had never been on a date. We had talked many times, but I've never gone anywhere. I said, I would like to get a car, go up to Cleveland Stadium and see Paul McCartney. Would you like to come along? And she said, oh, I would love that. So we went. And we're sitting there watching the show, Paul McCartney and Wings. It was like 1992, 1993 maybe. No cell phones, no security anywhere. Nobody cared. Everybody's walking around. We're all, peace, love, harmony, singing along. We're way up in the cheap seats, way, way up high. And the stage went dark. It was nighttime now. He had played all the Wings hits. And I looked at this girl and I said, he's going to play all the Beatles hits now. And she said, what are you talking about? I said, he's going to play all of the Beatle hits. Now, I think we should go down to the front of the stage. And she said, I'm not going down there. And I said, it was great meeting you. Hope I get to see you again sometime. We did see each other again, but she was very angry with me. How many of you would go down to the front of the stage with me to see Paul McCartney? Would you? You wouldn't do it? Really? There's no security. Nobody cares. I'm telling you right now, I got down to the front of the stage. I turned around and looked. 110,000 people are sitting there. Paul McCartney was like this light fixture to me, right there. He was standing right there. And there were about 10 of us who were holding our hands out. And he comes down and gets on his knees and starts talking to us. And he looks right at me and said, where are you from, mate? I said, I'm from Columbus. We drove all the way up here to see you. You're fantastic. He's like, thank you. Thank you very much. Shaking my hand. I'm thinking, where is she? She's in Philadelphia somewhere up in the seats. I'm like, why did you do that? So it was a tough night for her and me. It was a very quiet ride home too. Very quiet. But what was amazing? He got up from talking to us, shaking our hands. I don't think the audience saw him, but he was standing down there like that. He stood up, and a man walked out, a stagehand walked out, and did this. He put an acoustic guitar over his shoulder, and I thought, he's going to play Yesterday. And he's right there. And I'm going to watch this and never, ever forget it. It really was magical. I mean, I was wiping tears out of my eyes watching him play this majestic, incredible song. I mean, I don't play anything like Paul McCartney, but what a memory. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. And there's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday, and suddenly, why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said something wrong. Now I long for
as though they're here to stay. Oh, like me yesterday.
Thank you. Did you have a good time today? Did you have fun? Did you flash back? I'll play another Beatles song and a couple more, and we'll head out. Thank you for being so kind to me. I appreciate that. I get to do this every night. It's really amazing. In the month of August this past year, I drove 7,000 miles to play in the month of August. Isn't that incredible? What a gift it is to play for people in Roanoke, Virginia, and Wisconsin. Now I'm in Wisconsin, Ohio, Syracuse, New York. I was in Maine. I was in Florida. I was all over the place. And it was so much fun to keep this music going. The circle of life of this music. It's never going to end. This music will never end. Someone was asking earlier about my guitar. This is a Gibson Dove. They were made in 1962, and they were very popular in 1962. If you had a Dove from 1962, it'd be worth about $60,000. Isn't that amazing? This was from about 2011. You can see it's all maple, hand carved. These are the instruments that created that music. So every now and then, Gibson or Martin and Guild, they come out, Fender, also all Fender does, they come out with these versions of these guitars to, rejuvenate that style of music again. And this is a perfect song, this is a perfect guitar for that, because it plays all the 60s and 70s rock stuff that everybody played. I was talking about, I played a John Denver song when I started. I want to play a John Denver song and tell you a great story. I travel a lot. I mean, a lot. Sometimes I have to call the front desk of the hotel to find out what city I'm in. If my phone isn't working, I'll call the front desk. I was in Kentucky. I was in Bradenton, Kentucky a couple months ago. I said, where am I? And they said, you're in Kentucky. I said, wow. Okay, what city? I didn't know. And I was down in Kentucky probably about 25 years ago. There was an older guy watching me in the crowd. I was about 25 or 26 years old. And he raised his hand and he said, come here when you take a break. I want to talk to you. I said, okay. He said, have a seat. I sat down and he said, have you ever heard of a songwriter named Bill Danoff? And I said, yes. Bill Danoff is a big Nashville songwriter. He had a band called the Starland Vocal Band. They had a song called Gonna Find My Baby, Gonna Hold Her Tight, Gonna Grab Some Afternoon Delight. He said, I cannot believe you know that. I said, well, he was also one of the songwriters with John Denver that wrote Country Roads. And he said, I'm very surprised that you know that, Bill. And I said, why? And he said, he held his hand out and he said, I am Bill Danoff. I wrote that song. And I said, oh my gosh, you wrote Country Roads with John Denver? He said, you just told me I did, so I must have. What a nice man. We became good friends. He's about 80 years old now, I think. Such a great story. If you look it up on the internet, the story is awesome. He was an unknown songwriter. Him and his wife were traveling around the country trying to get some exposure with their songs. And they had this song that they had been working on because he was from Springfield, Massachusetts. And this is how the song went. Almost heaven, Massachusetts. What? Are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. That's really how the song went. So he said, Bill, we were playing that song all over the place, and people were like, it's okay. It's got a nice chorus to it, but what is it about? We've never been to Massachusetts. He said, so my wife and I were looking through the paper one day, and we saw that this new artist, John Denver, was playing all around the country. And he was looking for new songs. And we said, we have to go see him. And they did. They met John Denver in 1969, and they played that song for him. John Denver said, I like it, but have you ever tried any other cities? He said, what do you mean? He said, let's try, almost heaven, California. No, that's not going to work either. What about almost heaven, Louisiana? No, that's not good either. He said, Bill, we were sitting backstage in this little theater about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and all of a sudden, one of us said, what about West Virginia? And they all said, that would be nice. And Bill said, we all drive Route 68 through Maryland, and we love that view of West Virginia as we go into the state. He said, within 10 minutes, Bill, we wrote the song. I said, that's amazing. He said, it was a God moment. It really was. So Bill was a starting songwriter. Him and his wife didn't really have much money at all. By the time this song has been played for 50 years, Bill and his wife had made over $44 million off the one song. Isn't that amazing? So I'm an ASCAP member, so I pay my dues monthly. And do you realize that every time I play this song, Bill and his wife make money right now? Let's give Bill some money, shall we? Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is over there, older than the trees, younger than the mountain, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, all my nights gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty and painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in mine eye. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road, I hear a voice in the morning hour. She called me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. I hear a voice in the morning hour. She calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road, take me home.
the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road, take me home. Down country road, take me home. Down country road.
Thanks again, everybody. I appreciate it. Have a great week. Hope to see you again sometime. Thank you.